I'm in a shit mood today, man.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Welcome to the YouTube channel. I didn't want to do anything today just because of how bad everything is going. But here I am because somebody asked me to do a Fox video. So before we get to that, as you can see, podcast episode 8 is up on SoundCloud. Playlist is on YouTube. You can start from 1, work your way to number 8. If you haven't heard them already, it's Where They Live. This video right here, kind of just this one section right there, will give you some idea of where the ending is going to wind up going. But that's not what we're doing, so we'll get out of there. And, I'll check this out. Hopefully it'll put me in a better fucking mood than the one that I'm in. Because I'll tell you right now, dude, it has been one of the most aggravating days I have had in a while. And it does not seem to be letting up anytime soon. But I know.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
I know. Get to the music, asshole. We don't give a shit about what your day is like. I understand it. So let's do it. Get it over with. Oh, you're feeling great right now, aren't you?
P110. Shout my Manchester brethrens, London brethrens, Liverpool brethrens. Listen, look, ain't no flocking bird. You'd get shot and burned. Real G's know it's about who pulls it and pops it first. Sick of waiting on the connect to come through and drop a bird. So I went legit, I prayed to God that shit fucking works. See, I'm a lion heart, my whole family knows that. I've been on road a full year. Trust me, that's a throwback. I could take you back in visions. That's jail cells in prisons. Visitation days, the only thing to up my spirits. Listen, I know it's been a while since people heard me rap, but I've been locked for time now, feeling like I owe it to my fans. Hey yo, I hear these people rapping back, they trapping and they shooting, but they can't make a tune without no violence in their music.
Right.
I do this, but let me tell you about some shit I'm coping with. My father's fighting cancer, he don't even know I know the shit. Every time I phone his crib, he's acting like he's normal, but I notice this ain't normal and I'm feeling this shit for you.
And you can't even say anything. You can't even say anything. I want to touch up on something since he brought up cancer at the end of this.
And when you hear me, just tell me it's what you're used to. I'll continue to make bars that are hard like I'm Medusa. The truth is, if you show me love, I'm sure to show it back. But I don't feel most of these rappers got fiction when they chat. Feel the need to sell a story for acceptance. How do you think my mumsy felt in court when she see me getting sentenced? 17 in court, but still got sentenced to a 7. See her face on prison visits, man, I swear the shit's depressing, check it. I got major stresses I ain't told you about, do you get it? But as the beat proceeds to kick, I feel to let you check it. I really feel to let you understand this life I'm living. The way my oldest brother had a crack and smack addiction. We tried to help him, man, I swear we tried to help him. But he weren't trying to help himself, so who were we to help him? Tried to make him go to rehab like Amy Winehouse.
But you won't get, if you don't want to go, if you don't want to get clean, you're never going to get him clean, bro. He's got to want it. Unfortunately. I know people I'm super close to, well, I was at one point in my life. There was somebody I know that was real close to me, one of Jen's family members, who said, when they passed a law to put heroin addicts and shit in rehab instead of jail, her exact words were, and I quote, "You can put me in rehab for as much time as you want. It's not going to make a difference until I'm ready to stop." And that's real shit.
But he weren't trying to go, but fuck it, man, I heard he's fine now. I've got a girl that really loves me, well, she says she does. But I ain't sure about that bitch, she probably made it up. See, every time I'm waking up, I'm having second thoughts. But the several thoughts I've had would probably stress me even more. And now I'm feeling even worse than I felt before. It's been a long 3 years that I was locked behind this door. My friends will turn to dust, it's only family that support. Real talk, when your back's against the wall, these people walk.
Yep. No, he's not.
Little pain, you get me? Something I wrote down on the wing.
Alright, well, real quick, I just want to sing. as heavy as the subject matter is that he was just talking about, it did put me in a better mood because it's taken some of the fucking emotions that I'm dealing with on top of the trivial shit that I've gone through today and made me feel a little bit better. Just to know that you can relate to something is there's no pill in the world that is gonna, not for me personally, that can match that. Come on, bro, kill this shit. Come on,
Yo,
bro.
we in hell, cause the stress is deep, it's out of our control, so we be stressing about the streets. Major stresses, I could tell you that for free. I feel it more for people that's got kids, the pressure's really peaked. Look, I'm sick of VOs and POs and probation.
Hold on, what's a VO? Wait, is that visiting hours? Am I an asshole? Is that all it is? No. Hours starts with an H, you fucking retard. You already know what time it is.
Uh-oh, retard alert!
Yep.
In this prison system, I have done some rotation. 10 different jails, probably 50 different cells, and a bag of different letters and pictures from different girls. Tell David Cameron, take a step into my world, cause freedom be's a must, can't wait to make it out this hell. Well, give a second thought to my mum and my girl, cause they travelled up and down the country just to see me well. This big a tell about the time I spent in jail. Penny for my thoughts, I throw it down and wishing well. Out to my family and friends, I just wish you well. I'll be home soon and I can look after you by myself. Look, that 7 years sentence was heavy upon my shoulders, but I rid that burden properly, didn't hassle the olders. Started filling pads in 011, now it's folders. 17 to 21, still I ain't feeling older. Listen, more mature though, but you could say I've learned a lot. No stripes, if you shoot to miss, I call you Berbatofs. And I ain't talking burners, cause I ain't with the murder squad. I stay around some money niggas, that's why you ain't heard of us. Ignorance is bliss, that's why we mute you when they turn you on. Homie, keep it real with yourself, I know you heard the one. People say that with the murder squad, I stay around some money niggas, that's why you ain't heard of us. Ignorance is bliss, that's why we mute you when they turn you on. Homie, keep it real with yourself, I know you heard the one. People say the way I rap is indirect, but if I started calling names, I'd probably give these niggas press. That ain't my aim, that's why I keep it to myself. But if they gon' be fake, I wish that they would keep it to theyself.
Right.
Call my name, it could be risky for your health, and the judge knows it too, that's why he put me in a cell. Listen, 10 years reduced to 7-4 guilty plea. I keep it real with niggas, why the realest niggas feeling me. 21 but still got years of prison in my visions. Lately they rate me, but I don't expect any different. I've been rapping for time, it's about time they stop and listen. If they rate my videos, then hopefully I'll make a difference. Hot girls are gonna roll with any niggas that be winning. Even if it's fake jewels and rentals, they just see you swinging. They just need a reason, if money's free then they free it up. These little slut bitches, they don't give a fuck. You know the game remains the same, it's just a name change. Old rap bitches ride your dick, it's just for namesake. And tell their friend the next day about what happened yesterday. And if you phone that bitch back, then it gon' escalate. She gon' bring her crew, then you gon' bring your dudes. Then you gon' pay for hotels and drinks, that's just how it moves. See, I've been locked for time, but this just be the silly shit we do. Try to stay away from that, but when I'm home I do it too. I got a life to live and catch up on all the shit that I've missed. Heavily smoking daily, I ain't talking cannabis, I'm talking tobacco twigs. Yeah, I could tell you about that prison shit, tell you about the lines I wrote and all about the rhymes I writ. And yeah, you might have hyped and been the baddest shoot, but now you've came to jail and niggas look to cabbage you. The moral of the story is that freedom be's a must. Trying to make it out the system, I done 42 months. 7 years at 17, you know that I'd be feeling fucked. Touch back on the curb and find an artery adjust, bang.
Damn. Dude. Holy shit. Alright, well, respect. He pulled me out of my shit mood. That's 2 for 2, bro. Before I get to what I wanted to talk about, I did Sober and Truth by him. That shit hit me hard. And this too. This guy, granted, I don't know what an album of his might sound like, but he comes off genuine. Talking about, you know, it's really rare to hear a rapper saying, you know, I'm not fucking with killers, I'm fucking with motherfuckers who make money. That's what I'm doing. So, you can talk your ignorant shit and do whatever you need to do, but we don't pay no mind to any of that, because that's not really what's up. And then to do a stretch like that, at 17, dude, that's fucking rough, man. Dude, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. I went to jail for minor offenses, got bailed out, was lucky enough to wind up getting probation because it was only a small weed charge. But when I was sitting in that chair looking at 3 years before they wound up bringing it down, because it was the first charge I technically ever had, and then especially with drugs, it was under 50 grams in America. If you're under 50 grams of weed, and this is way before medical or legalization was ever even talked about. You know, they try to scare you with that, but I was ready to take that because I wasn't going to fucking roll over on anybody else. I fucked up. I gotta own my fuck up. Why am I gonna put somebody in a position I don't want to be in? That's not right. I'm not a fucking tough guy. I don't want to be in jail or prison. But I did shit wrong. It don't matter what the reasons were. If I was using it medically at the time, they don't give a fuck about that. But that's not what's important. The important part is when he's talking about his father having cancer, made me flash back to my grandmother on my mom's side. She told me she was bleeding out one of her breasts, right? And, I mean, I was young. She died, I think, when I was 15 or 16. Honestly, that shit hit me so hard, it's kind of blurry to know exactly how old I was. It may even been younger than that. Well, a safe bet, I'll say 16. And you can say whatever you want, but, I mean, that lady raised me. So, as much as we were at each other's throats all the time, I never really, I didn't realize until that moment how important she was in my life, unfortunately. But the point that I wanted to make was, you know, she told me that she was bleeding out of one of her breasts, and I knew that wasn't normal. I'm not a doctor, but I know that's just not supposed to happen. And she told me to keep it to myself, and I didn't. I said that I would, and I lied. Now, am I wrong for doing that? I mean, I did betray her confidence, which makes me feel bad still, but I think I did it for the right reason. Because I told my mom about it. They went and got her into a doctor. She was mad at me. My grandmother was mad at me for a while. And like, you know, I know I shouldn't have told you anything. You got a big mouth. But she went to the doctor, and then that's when they found out she had breast cancer. And she lived with that for a few years. And like, wild shit was happening, dude. The medicine that they had her on, she said that she would be seeing, and I'm not making this up. You can believe whatever you want, but you know, she was saying that she would be seeing demons running around in the living room and shit, little monsters and all that, and like not the fun kind either. Like it really scared the shit out of her. I can't tell you what it does to a 16-year-old mind when the woman that raised you, when you and her in the house together and she's staring up at the ceiling screaming to God to let her die so the pain will stop. I can't tell you what that does to what that does to somebody's mind, man. I might explain why some of the problems I have are so relevant now, but I don't think I ever really talked about that anywhere, and here I go just airing it out on fucking YouTube. But you know, if I could touch back up on the jail shit as a lighter subject, you know, I was lucky enough to get probation because it was a minor offense, and I learned a lot going through all that. How he's talking about trying to get out of the system. it's really difficult, especially when the cops know who you are. Now, granted, I don't know how it all goes down in the UK, but I would imagine it's pretty much the same way anywhere you live. You live in the neighborhood, you get into some shit, and the local cops know who you are, and they watch what you do, and they wait. They wait for that one moment that you fuck up. The one moment that you fuck up could be the smallest thing in the world, but they want to just throw you right back in. Because jails don't, unfortunately, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like, and granted, I'm in America, I'm not in the UK, but it seems like the prison system overall is not for rehabilitation. If it was for rehabilitation, why would you not be able to go to jail and learn a skill and, be taught things that would help you to get out of that fucking life? I mean, there's always going to be people that are going to want to do things to make fast money, and you can't fault that. When you're hungry, you're going to do what you have to do. Or, I mean, some of it could even come down to greed, but I think the majority of people, if they had a different way where they can go into a career path that would actually pay good money. I'm not talking $8 an hour, doing grunt work, trying to make it off a $200 a week check. That's not what I mean. Like an actual career that they can get into and will pay off for the rest of their life, so they can look forward to what they do. And when I say they, I mean anybody and everybody. That's something that really needs to happen. Hopefully, he'll be able to keep his shit together. This music should pop. But unfortunately, I don't think it will. And the reason why is because it seems like the people that make music from the heart, real shit, that are not all rapping about just drug. And look, I'm not knocking people that rap about drug dealing. If that was your life, then talk about your life. But I mean people that do shit like this, like the Immortal Techniques of the world, or Akala, Righteous. I can name a whole bunch of different rappers that talk about honest shit, and a lot of them fly under the radar. I mean, they know they have a base, clearly, but it's not. They don't get the same mainstream attention that somebody like a Tekashi 6ix9ine would get, or a 2 Chainz would get, or put a rapper's name that's mainstream. They don't get that same kind of attention because there was a song by Jadakiss called Shootouts they did with Stylus P, where one of the lines in the song was, controversy sells, but it ain't like death. And then P comes back with, so pop him in the head till his brains start to fizz on him. Jay comes back and says, I ain't sell my soul to the devil, I bought his from him. So, they're making the point that when you talk all that shit, dude, it's gonna sell because people are in love with the fantasy of being that tough guy out in the street with guns and selling drugs because they've seen Scarface one too many times, and they forget the way Tony ends up in the fucking pool at the end of the movie. They only see the Cadillacs and the money. They probably don't even realize, the motherfucker had a coke addiction through the whole thing, pretty much. So, I mean, I don't understand why. I don't know why it's the artists like this that deserve to be put high up on a pedestal really don't get put there. And then people want to bitch and complain about rap. But it's because you're not hearing the right artists, man. There's always going to be tales of violence and shit like that, but I don't care where you come from, what kind of music you listen to. There's violence everywhere, even if it is only street fights. That shit happens in day-to-day life, so to just pretend like it's not there and to not address it is not possible, but don't make that the focus of everything that you're doing. Talking about shit like this, or even like Rap Man, he's another one that, talks about real shit that I don't think really, if he's blowing up, I mean, he may have, and I don't really know, because I'm out of touch, to be completely honest with you. I'm out of touch with a lot of shit, but, yeah, so, look, I really like this one. I like this one a lot, dude. I mean, the fact that it has over 9,000 likes on it with about 1 million views is great, but it don't touch the numbers as in some of the other mainstream rappers that talk about nonsense touch. But that's alright, dude. I think you will. When did this come out? 2016, of course. Even I'm late to the party, so maybe I shouldn't talk shit. But then again, I'm just learning about the whole UK music scene. So, or even like a Chester P, dude. Look, I can go on. I'm not going to keep on rambling. Check out the podcast. Episode 8 is up. Playlist is on YouTube. Other platforms, links are in the description for that and all social medias. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. If you have, appreciate that. Let me give you your button for that, if I can find it. Can we get it together? There it is.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Alright, man. So, I will drop this now. Today, right now, as soon as it's done, it's gonna go start processing. So, episode 8 is out, bro. Just dropped 6 hours ago. Go listen to that shit, please. Would appreciate it. You'd be helping me out. And it ain't about whatever. You already know what it is. I'll catch you on the next one, man.